Yes. So welcome back. This is there's an echo. Yes, this is Gods on Goal, and welcome to the YouTube channel. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And woe unto you if your team has not won a game this weekend. I'm talking to the five Manchester City fans in Kenya, including Aizo, who has been claiming that they are going to win the league, they're going to come back, they're going to, reduce those points. Well, now we are from 4 points clear to now 6 points clear. So, yes, remember to like, share, subscribe. We are here for another EPL review, at least, and the results that have favored other teams. And I'll start off with the main event. And the main event was that Man City drew with Spurs after bottling a two-goal lead, because that is the exact same language they would use if it happened to us. So yes, they bottled a two-goal lead. They were leading Spurs in the halftime. They were cruising well, and if you watched the game, majority of the fans weren't happy with the performances of Spurs, and even the discussions that were happening online was that Spurs wanted to lose the game so that they can help Man City, reduce the gap between Arsenal so that Arsenal cannot win the league in general. But Solanke had other plans, with a wonderful scorpion kick. And Spurs do what Spurs do best, When you expect them to perform, they don't. And when they perform at their own detriment. And even if you check the table where they are currently standing, um, if they could have not gotten any points from now, they would be in a proper relegation battle with the other teams who are lower in the league. So yes, that point was good for them. That point was good for the league, good for Arsenal. I mean, that is the best scenario to happen, because now it proves that when Arsenal go ahead, Man City have choked. And of course, there were numerous opportunities where Arsenal could have gone more points ahead. But with the kind of unpredictability this league has, I don't really see that happening. Like Man City going on that 10 game, 15 game run, because now you're only left with 14 games. Apparently, the maximum points they can get this season is 89 points, while Arsenal is 95 points, the maximum you can get. So that also means that Arsenal has to go in at the Etihad and win, and vice versa. So yes, like I said, this is a good result for everyone, because now the top four race is wide open now that Man United are back on form. They had to have a last minute goal from my man Sesko. It's been a long. I have an agenda. I have an agenda with someone in my chats that we should have signed Sesko instead of Gyökeres. Oh, where is my video? Where's my picture? There we go. I think we are back. We should be back. Technical difficult. I think we are back. Yes. Oof. Yes, I should work on my internet and something. But yes. Ah, what the hell? I think it's yes. Sorry about that. I'm having challenges, but the message must reach home. Man City had the chance to close the gap, but they did not. So don't worry about the video if it's looking like it's cutting off. I hope the sound is much better. But yes, but let me see if I can fix it. Yeah, I think now things are looking good. Let me set the camera well. Fantastic. So, now with before I was interrupted rudely by this technology. So yes, Man City have dropped points again for like the I think the fourth time this month, January. And as it stands and how things look in the league, if you're being honest, I don't see Arsenal dropping so many points, because now they need Arsenal to drop at least 7 points. And of course, the league is long, and we're still now in February. Up until May, a lot might change, but you also have to remember, Man City are a formidable team, and we are going to be facing them, hopefully in the Carabao Cup final, and that would be a very very big litmus test for Arteta and his team, because now the mental side of it, if we go on ahead and win the Carabao Cup via beating Man City, then I would have more confidence saying that we would go ahead and basically go and win the league. Of course, you have to go and win the league now. We are in a very very good position, but we just have to wait and see. But I am excited with the prospect of going on a good run in the next few game weeks. At least next month, in this month in February, we have about 3 or 4 games, maybe just the extra one in the Carabao Cup, but we don't have any other cup game. Oh, we have also Wigan in between, and you have like 3 league games until before we face Spurs as the first big game. So yeah, it's all good. On to other results. Aston Villa lost to Brentford, and this is the history of Unai Emery. Nothing new under the sun. We have seen this before, and we aren't surprised for those of us who know how Emery operates. And for those who had them in the title race, rightfully so, they did. They should have, you know, gone on a run. But unfortunately, like I said, most of these games in the league are hard and are very difficult. Of course, I did not expect us to beat Leeds convincingly that way. But if you looked at the stats, if you looked at how Leeds were playing this season, then you'd expect them to be a tough team to play. And who knew? And the other game, Man United won 3-2 versus Fulham. So yes, they did. They did a good job. But it has been a wonderful weekend. Going 6 points clear is good, very good. Of course, as much as we've seen Leeds drop, like we've seen our teams drop a lot of points, and we are bound to drop a lot of points at some point. But with Man City now heading to Anfield the next week, that also is more or less not a given for Liverpool to win, but I don't think they will lose, especially at Anfield. So yes, it's looking good. It's looking good. We can extend the gap with a win next week. I think we are facing. Let me check. Can't remember who we are facing. Oh, we are facing Sunderland at the Emirates. That will be on Saturday, and I would like to have revenge on them. I don't think they will have Granit Xhaka, so he'll be injured. He should be unavailable for the game. And these are one of those tricky fixtures that we do have, that we must find a way to win. Those teams that come and defend well, they don't really play much football. They counter attack you. They are very physical. Remember the first leg versus Sunderland at their home ground? Yes, there was a lot. There was a lot that was went wrong in that game. But we need to make amends and need to make the gap, because now with Man City facing Liverpool, we have a chance to extend that lead and maintain at least. Because if draws with Liverpool while we have already won our game versus Sunderland, then the gap opens up to 7 points again. So no, is it seven? That is five, 8 points. So yes, we are supposed to go on a good run, because now after Man City, they'll also face Fulham. And remember how the first leg was tough for them. Like every match, I mean every match, apart from the home matches, every match that you play in the Premier League is competitive, and teams in the mid-table are so many, and they are so aggressive with how they want to, earn their points. And yeah, it's going to be tough. I don't want to. I am not really excited about Spurs winning, to be honest. I don't really like Spurs getting anything from this game, as much as they've helped us in a way. But still, I don't really like Spurs that much. I would prefer they would have lost either way. But both teams dropping points, that's a win for me. So yeah. With all that, the next podcast will be about, of course, we have the Carabao Cup semi-finals, second leg versus Chelsea. We're expecting Arsenal to head to the final unless something crazy happens with football. But I don't see Chelsea are on a good winning run. They were like since we last faced them, that is the last game they lost. They won like 5 games in a row. Also, they also beat West Ham through a comeback. They'll have they'll have Caicedo, Cole Palmer will be there for the first time in a long time. They'll have Rhys James. I mean, their team is will be well stacked and be ready. I also saw Delap played. They have João Pedro. Pedro Neto is still in the team. Like I can see their team, it's getting full stack. I also saw Fofana playing. So there'll be really no excuses from Chelsea fans saying that their team is doesn't have the personnel to actually compete. But with us, we've only lost Merino, and I've seen reports that there will be some movements in the deadline day to replace him because it looks like a long-term injury. I think this is the same month that we should be expecting Max Doman back, and yeah, so a lot to look forward to. It's football weekend, and we have to enjoy. So yes, remember, this is God's on Goal. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you on the next one.